Let's talk about the circulatory system and nutrition systems in human biology by EDI education. Muscles need blood to obtain oxygen. We will see how nutrients are transported by blood through the body to each of the cells that make up our body. First of all, it is important to know what the nutrition systems are in our body. The nutrition systems that our human body has are the digestive system, where the physical and chemical transformations occur that make possible the distribution and entry of nutrients into the cells. Respiratory system, where gas exchanges of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place between the outside and inside of the organism. The circulatory system, which we will talk about in this video completely, which distributes the nutrients obtained in digestion, the oxygen incorporated through respiration and other substances, such as hormones, that are produced in certain tissues and organs. It also transports waste materials from cells to excretory systems. And finally, the urinary system, which allows the elimination of waste products produced in the cells. It also regulates the amount of water present in the body and the concentration of substances dissolved in the blood. Let's talk, from now on, about explaining the circulatory system. Why is this system so important? If you are interested in learning more about other nutrition systems, don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for the next videos in this series of educational content for your work and exams. Without a doubt, the circulatory system, or cardiovascular system, is extremely important, since it not only distributes the nutrients that are extracted from the foods that enter the digestive system, and transports oxygen obtained by the respiratory system, but also allows the circulation of metabolic waste that certain organs will later release. That is why we will deepen our study in this system. Let's see an image of the circulatory system, where the veins, in blue, and arteries, in red, are exposed, as well as the heart. How is the circulatory system formed? The circulatory system, or cardiovascular system, is made up of the heart, blood, and blood vessels. The latter are the veins, arteries, and capillaries. The veins return carboxygenated blood, that is, blood containing a large percentage of carbon dioxide, a waste product, to the heart, except for the pulmonary vein. The arteries carry oxygenated blood, except the pulmonary artery, from the heart to the body. For their part, capillaries connect an arteriole, small artery, with a venule, small vein, to form a network of blood vessels in almost all parts of the body. The wall of a capillary is thin and porous. It is important to note that capillaries are involved in the exchange of substances between blood and tissues. Let's talk about what the functions of the circulatory system are. The circulatory system aims to supply the entire body with oxygen, nutrients, and chemicals that regulate body processes. On the other hand, it also eliminates waste substances and carbon dioxide. Knowing this, we are in a position to talk about the essential functions of the circulatory system. This system transports specific blood components that are involved in blood coagulation and the body's defense against external agents that could be harmful, such as bacteria. It also transports nutrients and metabolic wastes important for the proper development of the organism. Last but not least, it regulates body temperature, promoting homeostasis of the body. Homeostasis? What does homeostasis mean? We will leave you a video above to know everything about this characteristic of living beings, according to which the internal environment of our body is regulated. Let's now talk about the pulmonary or systemic circulation. To better understand this topic of circuits, you will need to stop and think of the heart as two pumps independent of each other. You did it? Let's continue. Each pump has the ability to propel blood in two different circuits that, however, are interconnected. Difficult? Is easier than it looks like. It is necessary to keep in mind that the heart has four chambers. The two at the top are called atria, and the two at the bottom are called ventricles. Blood coming from the body with a higher concentration of carbon dioxide is propelled from the right ventricle to the lungs. This is possible thanks to the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery will later branch into blood capillaries that surround the alveoli of the respiratory system, where carbon dioxide is released and the blood acquires a high concentration of oxygen. Oxygenated blood returns through the pulmonary veins until it reaches the left atrium of the heart. Taking into account the idea of the heart as pumps, then we could say that the right pump of the heart sends carboxygenated blood to the lungs, and once the blood has reached the lungs and becomes oxygenated, it returns to the left pump of the heart. Heart. This blood path is called the minor circuit. It is also called pulmonary circulation. Up to this point, the left atrium received oxygenated blood from the pulmonary vein. This blood now passes to the left ventricle. From there, it is transported to the rest of the body thanks to the aorta artery, which branches into capillaries and provides oxygen to the different cells of the body. In these capillaries, a gas exchange occurs. The oxygen present in the blood penetrates the cells. Carbon dioxide from metabolic waste leaves these cells into the bloodstream. The blood is now carboxygenated and, from the capillaries, reaches the venules and is then transported to the veins. The inferior and superior vena cava will be responsible for carrying blood to the right atrium of the heart. Continuing with our analogy of the pumps of the heart, blood flows from the left pump of the heart throughout the body. Consequently, blood from the body flows into the right pump of the heart. This is the so-called major circuit or systemic circulation. In summary, major circulation is the journey that blood takes from the heart to the rest of the body and vice versa. For its part, minor circulation refers to the blood path that goes from the heart to the lungs and vice versa. It's a good time to talk about the journey of blood through the heart. The heart is a vital organ in the human body that pumps blood through a complex system of blood vessels. We said that blood moves from the heart to the rest of the body through the arteries and returns to the heart through the veins. This process is known as blood circulation and is crucial to keeping the body functioning. Blood enters the heart through two large veins called the venae cavae, one superior and one inferior. The superior vena cava collects blood from the head, arms, and upper chest, while the inferior vena cava collects blood from the legs, abdomen, and lower chest. Blood enters the right atrium of the heart, where it accumulates before passing into the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. Once in the right ventricle, blood is pumped to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. In the lungs, blood is oxygenated and releases carbon dioxide before returning to the heart through the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood to the left atrium of the heart, where it accumulates before passing into the left ventricle through the mitral valve. From the left ventricle, blood is pumped to the rest of the body through the aorta artery. The aorta is the largest artery in the human body and branches into many smaller arteries to supply blood to all tissues and organs in the body. Blood returns to the heart through the vena cava, starting the blood circulation cycle again. It is important to note that the heart is a very important organ in the human body, and its correct functioning is essential for good health. If there is any obstruction or blockage in the arteries or veins, this can affect blood flow and cause serious health problems. That is why it is important to maintain a healthy lifestyle and undergo regular medical examinations to detect any cardiovascular problems in early stages. The fundamental cause of coronary heart disease is atherosclerosis, which attacks all the arteries in the body. Although the true cause of atherosclerosis is still unknown, since the 1950s, conclusive evidence was found of the existence of multifactorial alterations that favor its development. They are known as risk factors. Many of these factors derive from adverse but modifiable lifestyles. Surgery or angioplasty are the available treatments, in addition to appropriate medication, but we are not going to win the battle with them. The most effective weapon available to everyone is prevention. One of the pillars of primary prevention is the recognition and modification of risk factors. Non-modifiable risk factors, genetic inheritance, sex and age. Modifiable risk factors, high blood pressure, stress, diabetes, fat metabolism disorders such as high blood cholesterol concentration, and eradicable risk factors were identified. Smoking, obesity, and sedentary lifestyle. To control some of them, it is advisable to maintain the ideal weight, measure and monitor blood pressure, do not start smoking or give it up, determine and correct blood cholesterol concentrations, and perform physical activity on a regular basis. Prevention is the key to maintaining a healthy heart and avoiding cardiovascular diseases, adopting a healthy lifestyle and carrying out regular medical checkups. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.